Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know what I didn't share with you is that I've been on this show or involved with this program for 32 years. The first 8 years, I was working in the newsroom while everybody else was working on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. It's a great run, lots of stories to tell. Let's take a look. We'll continue looking back at the first 10 years or so of POL and the people who helped build our original audience. Kevin and Greg Walsh spent a lot of time with our cameras, sharing their secrets.
If the weather conditions are stable, you have warm weather for a few days in a row, chances are you'll find the fish shallow.
Back under that dock.
Maybe relating a little bit to some structure here and there under docks, but they'll move right in close to shore. The weather pattern should change during the day.
Voila.
All of a sudden you were catching fish and they stopped and you don't know what you did wrong or what's going wrong. Try dropping back maybe into 12, 15 foot of water, and you'll probably find that the fish just moved away from the shore and maybe go down to a smaller lure.
Kevin and Greg shot quite a few programs for POL, including hunting-related stories. Enoch Neidig of Elysburg took our crews on the river for quite a few excursions. Stan seemed to learn a lot from Enoch.
Well, I like early in the morning to use topwater baits. If they're active, they'll take those. If not, you go to like a small Rapala, minnow-colored like silver and black. Sometimes even live minnows are good. But when it gets tough, then if you want to catch fish, then go to live bait. Oh, I fish live minnows by just putting a number 2 hook on and hooking the hook through the lips of the minnow so they stay alive longer. And put a little 2 medium-sized split shot about 1.5 feet above them and bounce them off the bottom.
And you know, while we talk about the differences between this section of the river and that area up, which I call home up near the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton area, there's one thing that I see is similar, and that is that there are very, very few fishermen utilizing the river. I often say it's the most underutilized body of water in all of Pennsylvania.
I personally don't think that people realize how many fish are in this river. Sometimes you come down, it is frustrating. You're not going to catch them every day.
The general focus of Pennsylvania Outdoor Life has always been to educate and entertain. We always manage to attract true experts in their fields. Take, for example, Stan Cooper Sr. and Jr., true legends in fly tying.
I'd advise them to go to a place that has a man behind the counter that knows material and somebody that knows what he's talking about, because I'd say the people that they have behind the counter, most of them, they sell fishing tackle, but they don't know anything about fly tying material. So I'd advise them to go to some place where they sell material and have a man there that knows something about it, and he could advise them.
The Coopers make their living at fly tying and therefore make it look easy. You may never be this good, but with a little practice, the Coopers say anyone can tie their own fly, and anyone can do it well enough to bring home a trophy fish.
We even spent time on the trout stream with Stan Jr.
Fly fishing has been somewhat clumsy for me over the years. I just never got any real formal schooling or training. It took me a while to catch on. I still don't feel comfortable, but it's not really all that difficult. It's a matter of knowing what to do and how to do it, right?
What to do. The most important thing is your timing. You pick up your rod and you stop at about 11 o'clock.
Behind your back.
Right here. And let your line get behind you till you can almost feel it starting to pull back there, and then you bring it forward. Most people, they want to bring it forward too fast.
Like a hammer.
Yes. You just, and real slow coming forward.
Mostly wrist action?
Yes, yes. But it's all timing, and the slower you are, the easier it is.
From fishing to edible plants, we meet the experts. Kermit Henning was known for his knowledge about edible plants, and he shared it quite a few times with us.
Another kind of plant that grows rather prolifically in parts of Pennsylvania is one much like this one that we see wrapped around a tall locust tree. It's reaching up there, I'd say maybe 20 or 25 feet in the air, and it's just loaded with what looks like grapes, but Kermit, as I look at them, they're a much smaller grape, and they're just not quite as purple and juicy looking as those that my grandmother used to make.
Well, they're not. These are grapes, but they're the wild grapes. And this is just one of 22 varieties of wild grapes that we have in Pennsylvania. This particular variety is called a chicken grape. A lot of people are familiar with fox grapes, and we have even wild muscatel grapes, which are probably the best of the wild grapes. But any of the wild grapes can be used in the same way that you use domestic grapes, except for one thing: you can't eat them raw. They're much too bitter for that, much too sour to be eaten right off the vine.
You know, we certainly learned a lot through the years with all of the experts that we've had on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Thank you for your contribution. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back.